Hi, George Durkee, Geography 66 Web Maps, and this is a supplemental video to replace another video in the assignment, which showed a now deprecated way to bring a GPX file from your GPS and to bring it into ArcGIS Online. And there used to be a great workflow and app where you could set up a tour. You'd have your geotagged photos, and they'd be right in line with the route you created with your GPS or your phone GPS app. And you could easily create a nice little tour showing each photo on top of your route. And this is pretty useful if you want to show like a mountain bike route or a cross-country ski trip or anything where the route itself adds to the information of the map. But as I say, you can't get to there from here easily anymore. So I've worked out a workflow to do it. The problem is the GPS track just doesn't play well with the new viewer and the new apps for Esri. So anyway, I'll show you how to do that using the classic viewer, and then we'll do some file manipulation, and eventually we'll create a tour story map using Experience Builder. So here's what I mean. This is the old version that where you make a web map using the classic viewer, and then you went to create an app. And it was pretty straightforward. It set up your photos here. You could add captions, and there was your route with photos taken along the way, and the photos show up in a large image by the side. Well, alas, you can't do it that easily anymore. So to do a geotagged photo tour, you'll need your photos that you've taken with your camera with your location settings turned on, your GPS turned on. And you'll also need a track file, your GPX. GPX is the standard file type for most any GPS, whether it's on your phone or whether it's a standalone GPS. And you download that separately, or on a lot of apps, you just send it to yourself. Now, your photos don't necessarily need to be geolocated. You can, within the app, you can set up a point file and establish where that photo is taken from, but this is a little easier. And when you have your photos, you'll want to zip them all because that's how you'll upload them to your contents in ArcGIS Online. So the first thing we do is we'll take our zipped photos and just drag and drop here. And you'll notice that it says shapefile, and that's an easy thing to overlook. So there's a drop down there, and you want to go to photos with locations. And then you want to add campus geophotos in a zip file. You can also just add the file package itself without uh, changing it to a hosted feature layer, but we'll have it do everything here. And then next, and we'll give it a name here, feature layer. And all the other stuff we'll just keep and then save. And it starts uploading. And this, the process takes a little bit of time. We get two files. It creates a hosted feature layer, and here's our image collection that it's joined to. Next, let's take a look at the workaround for bringing in our GPX file. This will work fine as is, but it's the GPX file that gives us trouble. So let's open a map. Now, right now we're in the new viewer, and if I pull over a GPX file and or try and upload it using the new file, it it'll tell me it doesn't work with GPX files. So what we have to do is go to Classic. And then what's really cool about Classic is you just pull the GPX file over and you drop it in there. And there you are. And so that's a little walk I took from the library and up the hill and recorded the whole thing and took pictures on the way. And the pictures, the photos, were the ones I just uploaded, but we don't need them quite yet. So what we have to do here is we'll save, and you'll notice for the classic viewer, the tools are in slightly different places, but let's give it a name here. And we want it to go into our track and geotagged photos folder. I created a whole new folder just for this and save it. Okay, now we're going to get into the work. It's the GPX file into the new viewer, the app. Uh, and so what you do is you go to the three little dots here and you go down to Save Layer. And we'll put in that it's a feature layer because that's what it's creating. And we create item. And then we save because we always save. Now we can go back into the new viewer. Now we have to manipulate that track file a little bit more. So let's go to Content. And it's created the feature layer for the track. So we next have to publish it. And so we'll go here to Publish. And this creates a hosted feature layer. So I'll just put in the notes here. As hosted feature layer and save. So that gives us a published feature layer hosted that you can bring into the new viewer or go on to create an app from that. But there's a teensy little problem, and it's not a huge one. But if you look at it on the new viewer here, you can see that we have the track log and the line, and we have individual points. And what's happening there is that when you set your GPS, it sets to record a track every X number of seconds or minutes, whatever you set it at. And so both files, the points and the line, are in our feature layer. Now you can work around this by just changing the symbology so the one blends into the other. You can, on this one, for instance, you widen the line a little bit and then make the points about the same, and they just disappear, and that works fine. But if you're excited about the workflow here, there's one more step we can do, and that's to get rid of the points entirely. So you'll notice here we have our track and track points and as a polyline layer. So if you click on the little polyline symbol there, we can now export only the line file, and we'll export it as a shapefile. A shapefile is a standard geospatial file and works with all Esri apps and software. And let's just give it an SHP extension so we're keeping track of all our convoluted files here, and we'll call it feature layer to SHP and get it into the correct folder. And then just hit export. And now let's bring that into our map and see if it works, if we get just the line. So we add, go back to the layers list here, and here's our original, and here's the shape. And remember, this one consists of a track and a line. So let's like that out, and there we have it, just the line. And at this point, you might be wondering if all of these steps are really worth it to get a track onto your either web map or eventually into your web app. Uh, and Obviously, that's up to you. There are map tours that are just photos, and you click on the photo and it shows you where on the map that photo is, or vice versa. You click on the point symbol and it shows you the photo. But I guess I kind of like this particular approach to be able to have a track log in there uh, because that's showing exactly where you were. And so all this has been to bring us to this point. Now, in the next video, we'll get this web map ready as a web app for Experience Builder. So that'll be lesson 12. Thanks.